Yeehee. I don't want to start off like that. What it do, everybody? What's up, everybody out there? My name is Tony, and this is We Catch Vibes, okay? A channel that's based around gaming and not just one console, but all the consoles. On this channel, we will dive into Sony's exclusives and Sony's paving their I need to do better than that. On this channel, we will dive into Sony and seeing how the PS5 is one of the best consoles ever created. We will dive into Microsoft and see why the Xbox is the strongest console ever created. We will dive into Nintendo and see why the Switch has... We will dive into Nintendo. There are some legitimate arguments out there that the Nintendo Switch is still on par with the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And rightfully so, this is a legitimate argument that could be had that it is just as great as those two consoles. We're not going to talk about frame rate, we definitely not going to talk about graphics, and we definitely not going to talk about hardware when the Nintendo Switch hardware is so outdated that it comes to par with an Xbox 360. I'm just saying we're not going to go down that route because we know that Nintendo is nowhere near the next gen console when it comes to performance and power. I mean, it's clear as day. When you're playing a multi-platform game like Fortnite, or even shooting up some Apex, you dive in on the Xbox Series X and you're getting 11440p at 120 frames. Then you pull out your Nintendo Switch because you want to be portable and you're barely getting 29 frames at 580p. You don't believe me? Okay. But what Nintendo lacks in power, it makes up for in storylines. If you think Sony is the king of exclusives, you're wrong. Sony is more like the prince. Nintendo is the king of exclusives. That's why people still buy Nintendo games. You have Mario Odyssey still priced at $60 or $70 like the game just came out yesterday. Nintendo can do that because Nintendo has exclusives that no other platform has. Zelda Breath of the Wild. None of those games compared to Pokemon. None of those games compared to any of the Mario franchise, the storylines like the Odyssey. And then now you got Toad coming out. You got Luigi Mansion. I can go on and on and on and on about Nintendo exclusives. You see, Nintendo makes exclusives so good that you forget about these graphics don't look as good. You forget about the frame rate. Even though Zelda is like, what, about 5 years old? I could be wrong. It's getting up there though. It's still an enjoyable game to this day. Mario Odyssey right there. Resume. It's still an amazing game to this day. You have Kirby coming out. Kirby's finally getting his own, his own. Is Kirby a boy or girl? Kirby is finally getting their own game. It looks amazing, by the way. When you talk about Nintendo, people always bring up, oh, it's weak. And it is weak compared to other consoles, but what they lack in strength, they make up for with quality storylines and quality exclusives. And games that you play and you be like, I only meant to play 30 minutes, but now I'm on this game for an hour. Okay, I'm on this game for 3 hours. Okay, you get lost when you play these games because they're so good, they're so addicting, you don't want to give it up. You can be on your bed at night playing your Switch. You know? It's like one of the most convenient consoles ever. And if you happen to have an OLED model, the colors are amazing. Vibrant, beautiful, amazing. You know, I thought about this video for a while, you know, to give a strong point on Nintendo because I'm not trolling. It's legitimately a good debate when you talk about consoles right now. You know, you still got the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. They all in their beginning phases. So you really don't have that many exclusives. You really don't have that many games right now. If you have Xbox, you have Game Pass. You got games all day. Sony need to work on their PSN a little bit. But Xbox, you know, you can get by. You can get by a lot. They have a lot of games. Okay, but it's not an Xbox video. We will get to that in the future. But if you have the money, I mean, you can go on Marketplace or somewhere, get one that's really cheap, looking new on Nintendo Switch. You might can even get an OLED if you're lucky. These games are worth every penny right now. Like I said, out of the games I just named you, here are the 5 games you need to go get. If you haven't played Nintendo Switch, these are the 5 games to go get. Get you Mario Odyssey. Go get Pokemon. Zelda Breath of the Wild. Splatoon 2. Also, make sure you go grab the new Kirby when it comes out. I forgot about Toad. Get Toad too. Luigi Mansion 2. I can keep going on and on. I can just keep going on and on and on and on. Now, I am a little biased because I have a deep love for Nintendo. You know, when we talking game systems, I grew up on the Super Nintendo, the regular Nintendo, to the Nintendo 64, to the GameCube, to the Wii. I didn't have a Wii U, but then I got a Switch. So I literally had almost every console since I was born. When it comes to the other platforms, I had an Xbox 360, I had Xbox One, and now I got an X Series, a Series X. When it comes to Sony, I only a PS4 and a PS5. So, yeah, when it comes to consoles overall, I was always a Nintendo fan, and then a Microsoft fan, and then a Sony fan. But I play Microsoft more. We'll get to that in another video. To answer the question, is Nintendo just as good as the next gen consoles? Yeah, you can have just as much as fun you can have on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. With Nintendo Switch, you can have just as much as fun. Docked or not docked. If I had a decision to get one, I'll say that for another video. Cause I don't really, I'll say that for another video. Would you be wrong for getting a Nintendo Switch right now? No. But if you had to choose between all 3, yeah, I'm gonna say that for another video. It's your boy Tony. We catch vibes. Always tell somebody you love them. Give them positive energy. And always game crazy because we game. Peace. My finger's doing something they ain't got no peace.